Immediately after finishing Jujutsu Kaisen, I had a thought. Are we seeing the end of the old style of shonens? Now, what I mean by that is, for those that aren't aware, a lot of shows that are typically considered shonens or long-running series, the likes of Dragon Ball, the likes of One Piece, the likes of Fairy Tail. One of the things that we are commonly familiar with in watching these series is two things. One, filler. That's where basically, typically the studio themselves, the writers, production committee, they will force the animators in the studio to make kind of arcs that are not in the original source material in order to keep the show running when either the original source material creator doesn't have the manga or the source material, essentially far up ahead that they can keep the story going. So they'll create these little stories that will just kind of fill in the gaps while they wait for more material to adapt. And two, just kind of, I want to say poor animation, but there's a lot of things to it and why it seems like it is poor. Poor animation, or just not much really great animation pieces that are throughout the series. They're very basic animation. They keep it very simple. I mean, the idea is if you watch a long running series, they'll often have the same attack. They'll have the same animation building up to an attack. These kind of repeating kind of build ups to attacks that they use over and over again in order to make it seem like, man, that was an action packed episode. Well, no, it was just kind of the same action animations that they've used in pretty much every single episode. It's the build up to the big attack, and they do the same thing over and over again. It's these two things that are kind of familiar to a lot of people that watch a lot of these shows. It's the way that they fill in these gaps. It's the way that they make it seem like it is a, fully fleshed out animation when in actuality it's just the animators trying to make a show continue to go and go in order to make more money, obviously. But with recent animations, my question really is, are we going to see the end of that? Now, granted, a lot of series are going to continue on, and, One Piece is going to continue on, Naruto is going to continue on with Boruto. All these series will continue to do this stuff. We're probably still going to see some shonens out there that are just going to be, here is a really long-running series, let's just keep it going and make a lot of money. But with shows like My Hero Academia, with shows like Demon Slayer, with shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, I really am starting to wonder if we can possibly see a lot of these studios, a lot of these companies going, you know what? It'd be better if, for a lot of, I guess the reason why I think it's so appealing is I can see these companies going, look at how much attention Demon Slayer got. Well, why did it get that attention? Yeah, it's got great characters and everything, but a lot of its grab and appeal and marketing is, wow, look how amazing that looks. They threw in a lot of money to Ufotable, and Ufotable made an amazing thing that you can see. You can see it. You don't necessarily have to have somebody say, man, this has a great story, and then they have to explain what that great story is. You can go, hey, look at this clip. Bam, immediately grabs you. And that's the same thing with Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, how many people were grabbed into that show because somebody said, hey, look at this amazing animation. Same thing with My Hero Academia. And it's this idea of moving from, let's make as many episodes as possible. Let's keep it running. Let's have people get invested into 100 episodes to where they just can't leave. They've been with these characters for so long, they almost have an obligation to continue to watch this stuff. Versus, let's just make 12 incredible episodes and then take a break. And then in, 6 months, we will come back and say, here's another 12 episodes. So the animators can focus on making something incredible, and they have the time to do it. They get these breaks that they can invest time into making something absolutely incredible so that people are drawn to it based on visual. Now, that's not to say that this stuff is sold based on visual alone. Don't get me wrong. These shows have great characters and great story. It's just that they are essentially similar to something like One Piece. They're similar to something like Naruto, where they have these characters that people get attached to because shonens have an ability to have people invest and learn about these characters over a long period of time. It has that same appeal that those long running series of old have. Well, not old, on One Piece and all those, they're still going on. It has that appeal of the great characters and story and world, but also visual appeal. Those amazing animation moments that just grab you. And that's where I'm feeling like, and it's almost a good thing in the end, because I know a lot of people are very passionate about, the restraints and the schedules and everything that is put on studios to make this happen. And granted, it could still be there. It could just be like, yeah, we have these gaps, but it's filled in with other stuff. But it feels like it's almost if they have less restraint and they're able to have more creative freedom to make incredible animations, and then people go on social media and say, look at what this director and this key animator did at this point. It looks amazing. It's these amazing little animation pieces that we can gawk at and look at and go, oh my gosh, these people are incredible. Rather than just, like I said before, reusing assets, just being very basic animation, because these animators are having to animate 24/7 a show nonstop for several years. They're able to have these creative freedoms and do amazing stuff and hopefully get rest. But yeah, it's a cool idea, and I really do like it. And I think the reason why I'm still attached to this is because it just seems like it's happening more. I think My Hero Academia, I want to say it was the first one that I can recall where we had, oh, here's a new best shonen and it's doing amazing animation, and then you're like, wait, it's taking a break? I thought this was going to keep going. It felt foreign that they were taking a break. But then when you realize after the second season did the same thing, and this third season did the same thing, they're doing it for a reason. We have these breaks, and they have an amazing animation, and this isn't your typical, 2-episode long charge up because they need to fill in the gaps. This isn't the let's have filler because we need to, have another season when the mangaka's working. It is a great new trend, and I hope it continues. And like I said, I do believe we're still going to have a lot of long running shows that are going to continue to do the old thing of, just just exist. And don't get me wrong, let me put I should have put this at the beginning, but I totally forgot. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying One Piece does not have crazy animation pieces. I've seen plenty of clips. It's not saying that Naruto doesn't have crazy animation moments. It's not saying these shows that do the long running don't have amazing animation pieces or great characters or great stories. I'm just saying, putting it up against what they're doing with My Hero Academia, what Bones is doing, what Ufotable is doing, what Demon Slayer is doing, what Jujutsu Kaisen is doing, what Mappa is doing, is a cool new trend, and I hope it continues because I'm liking what I'm getting. So let me know down below in the comments what you think. Do you prefer just to have it ongoing but less quality, or do you like having these great moments, animation, or do you prefer it to have beautiful animation and amazing set pieces in a show that is long running that has gaps? I know we all hate that waiting period, but I think it's incredible, and I'm looking forward to more studios doing it. And continue to grow, because I don't want to be this great, amazing animation piece, but we never get the whole story. I do want it to continue going, and I think a lot of these are doing that. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I thank you all for watching, and y'all take care.